Hey folks, it's Man once again. Welcome back to another review, and this is thanks once again to First Power 100, who sent me quite a few films. So why not review Yip Man, which is a film that I really enjoyed. I really was surprised by this. They did a sequel, which I'll review. You might see it the day after this one. I can say I enjoyed it more than the other film, Marantau, which this had decent fight scenes, but I don't know, I just turned into just watch that review. Just sort of deja vu. I just didn't get into the story. I thought it took too long for it to get started. But this film, I can say, it's a much faster paced film. I thought it was a much more interesting story. Yip Man, it was the guy who, it says here, mentor of iconic legend Bruce Lee. He was Bruce Lee's teacher. And they mention that in text, like in the beginning and end of the films. But the film takes place in 1935, and Yip Man, he's a guy who a lot of people know his name, but he's very shy. Like he's a very quiet guy. He's not boastful. He's not. He's sort of. He's not a guy who's cocky. He's definitely the opposite of cocky. He's very humble. He's like fighting with this other master. And beats the guy, but he goes, thank you for letting me win. So he kind of eases it down, no ego in this character. But then this guy's watching, and he blabs about it, and it sort of starts this commotion. The other master kind of losing face because he lost, and this cop comes down with saying, who cares about fighting? We have guns. And Yip Man fucks up the gun really quickly, just grabs it so the guy can't pull the trigger and fucks up the barrel. It's like a 6-shooter fucks up the barrel. It talks about how you don't need a gun here, and we're civilized people. We don't need guns. He's like, okay, this is a guy you don't want to fuck with. But he's just a really talented guy. And you train some guys, and you have these outsiders who come in and they start challenging all these masters. Because the place they live at, there's a lot of martial arts schools in this area of Foshan, China. A lot of martial arts schools. So these guys come in, they're challenging all the masters, and they're beating them. And Donnie Yen won't fight because his wife tells him not to. Like, his wife's pretty much telling him, you need to spend more time with your son. But then these people come in, and they actually, these guys come into his house. And Donnie Yen says, hey, I don't want to break the stuff here. And as the fight commences, every time they break something, the guy goes, who's challenged Donnie Yen, goes, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. But Donnie Yen just beats the shit out of this guy. And not only beats his ass, but then the guy comes at him with a sword, and he gets one of these sort of dusters. It's like a stick with sort of feathers at the end they use to dust up the place. Smacks the shit out of the guy. Smacks him in the face, fucks him up, and beats the guy's ass. Really well done, well choreographed action sequences. And that's what I like. It's like, right off the bat, it gets into it. I like Donnie Yen. I like that his character is very humble, very quiet, but he definitely knows what he's doing. The fight scenes and action sequences are very well done. Just handled very well. And I don't know, just for some reason the story was more appealing to me than something like Marantau. Then it takes place a few years later in 1937, where Japan has invaded China. And Yip Man and his family, he has a wife and a kid, they're now homeless. The Japanese have taken his house. He needs to find a job, so he gets a job working with coal. And pretty much these guys come in saying they're looking for Chinese to fight the Japanese. And if you win, every time you win, you get a bag of rice. So Yip Man, says, no, I can just work here at the coal. But a friend of his goes in, and so you say our main bad guy is this Japanese general who fights these 3 guys and fucks them up. And one of them is his Yip Man's friend. And later on, the friend has disappeared, and Yip Man's wondering where his friend is. So he decides to go on to this fight circuit, not for the rights, but to see what happened to his friend. And as he gets there, he's seeing another guy. I think it's the guy he was play fighting at the end, that master. They were just, sparring, you could say. Well, that master wins and says, okay, I want to fight 3 more. He loses, but he tries to get the rights that he won before, and he gets shot in the head. And even the Japanese general is looking at his man and saying, you puts a gun to him and goes, you better not shoot anyone anymore. Because the Japanese general, he likes the fight. He likes the battle, but his subordinate with this geeky-looking guy with glasses, dude, you're looking at me, he's a fucking asshole. And this pisses off Yip Man a lot. Pisses off Donnie Yen a lot. And he goes in and he says, you know what, I want to fight 10 men. And like, what, 10 men? He's like, yeah, I want to fight 10 men. And Donnie Yen fucks these guys up royally. This is, before it was him holding back, kind of has a smile on his face sometimes. He's holding back his punches, and here he's not fucking around. And he mercilessly pummels these guys to the point like rapid fire punches to a guy's like playing the drums with his fists on some of these people, playing the drums with his fists on this guy's stomach, on a bunch of these guys' faces, breaking legs, fucking this guy up, just fucks these 10 guys up royally, really pummels the shit out of them. And after that, he comes back and he thinks, man, all this time of training martial arts is useless during a war going on. When they least another, and it says, hey, why don't you start teaching these people how to fight? Because there's these robbers who are picking on his friends and such at this cotton mill. And it's like, we would really like for you to teach us how to fight. So he starts teaching them how to fight. And it gets to a point where these 3 soldiers are fucking with his kid and fucking with his woman. And that's what you don't do. And Donnie Yen fucks these 3 soldiers up royally. Once again, and it's like, oh shit, we gotta go into hiding. So this guy helps him go into hiding. But he's still teaching these people at the cotton mill how to fight. It gets to a point where the robbers come back and these workers can now fight. And they're doing okay, but Donnie Yen comes in to sort of help out even more and fuck up a lot of the robbers. And then he pretty much goes up against these people who they have axes. They're axes, but I would say more like hatchets. I haven't seen Gangs of New York, but I've seen trailers and clips of Gangs of New York. And you know the scene where they have these like little hatchets? That's the weapons these guys have. And they're Donnie Yen is fucking these people up left and right. And ultimately he's fighting these 2. One of them is the same guy who challenged all those masters at the beginning of the film. And Donnie Yen has this like long ass pole, like bamboo or whatever. I'm not sure if it's bamboo, but it has this pole and fucking these people up left and right. Fucks this guy up. Pretty much makes that ear deaf. Just fucks this guy up in the ear. Chases him out. And one thing leads to another. The soldiers find Donnie Yen at the cotton mill. The general says, we want you to teach our men, our Japanese soldiers, how to fight. Not how to fight, but, I respect you. I respect your, what you can do. I want you to teach these men how to fight. How to, pretty much teach them a bit of stuff. What you know. And Donnie Yen says, no, but I don't challenge you to a fight. And the general doesn't want to lose face, so he says, okay. One of these another, they go to the fight. And in a way, the fight at the end is almost a little too one-sided. Like Donnie Yen, like the general only gets like 3 hits in the Donnie Yen. It's like a kick to the stomach, or a touch on the stomach, a kick to the face. He only gets like 3 hits, but Donnie Yen pummels the shit out of this general. Just pummels the shit, and it gets him up against this pole. And you know how you see in a lot of films, like for example, at the beginning of Jackie Chan's Rumble in the Bronx, I forget that training device where you have a wooden pole, and then you have sort of wooden sticks on certain sides, and you can do like this, like, that sort of thing. He starts doing that on the guy, just fucking him up, boy, like, just rapid fire punches. You go, holy shit. Donnie Yen is faster than a speeding bullet. He's almost fucking Superman. He's faster than a speeding bullet. And pummels the fucking general. And then that geeky asshole shoots him in the shoulder. The guy who's with him fucks up that DT ass guy. His family's there. His family in the crowd sort of get him out of there, and it's said in text that he's gotten to Hong Kong safely to open up a school and teach, and his wife and kid are with him, which leads into Yip Man 2, which came out around 2010. And Yip Man, I gotta say, it never bored me. It went at a consistent, fast pace. I liked the story was interesting to me. It was simple, it was straightforward, but at the same time, it kept me involved, it kept me interested. Uh, Whether it be, these guys try to pick on all the masters and them coming across Ip Man and getting them their asses kicked, or deal with the war, but I think because it deals a little bit with politics, but it's not tremendous amount of politics, it's not tremendous amount of uh, politics of the government, the war, it's more about what's going on at the moment. I think that's what appealed to me more. Uh, it doesn't go long distances of trying to be a political film or trying to. It has a message, but it's there, not so much in your face with it. It's there for you to see, for your own two eyes, but also giving you some really well executed action sequences, whether it be in the beginning with him playing around with these guys, or into the middle and end of the film where he just pummels these guys relentlessly. And each action scene works very well, especially when he's against those 10 guys or he's pummeling the general. Just the quick fire is against the face, or against the playing drums with his face, or playing drums with their stomachs. It just really looks like it hurts so much. And I don't know what more I can say about the film. That's the film. It's Donnie Yen does good. The rest of the cast does fine. The location, it's shot well. The fact it takes place in the 30s, made it a little bit more interesting. Usually I'm more of a kind of guy that likes it in modern day, but it worked well here. It worked well in the history. It's, I guess, I don't know if you could say it's a biopic, but it's based on a real person. I'd probably say I like this more than I like Legend of the Fist. I do like Legend of the Fist. Probably say I like this a bit more than Legend of the Fist, because I think this film went at a little bit of a better pace, but I still like Legend of the Fist. But I say this went at a little bit better pace. Not sure if it's my favorite Donnie Yen film. Maybe I have to see Flashpoint again, but it's definitely up there with the best of Donnie Yen films. I'm not sure if many people consider this Donnie Yen's best film. I don't know, but if so, I can understand why. And for those wondering, this has a little making of that's about 20 minutes long, or I'm not sure how long the making of. I didn't watch it actually. Just says here extras 23 minutes, so I don't know. Has making of, deleted scenes, and trailers. But that's Ip Man, and yeah, the DVD is a mudge if you're interested. But oh well. Very good film. If you're into martial arts, you should definitely give this a look. So either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And stay tuned till tomorrow, where I will review a very solid sequel called Ip Man 2, starring Donnie Yen and Sammo Hung. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.